Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gemma's Window. It is the month of June 2020, and we are here to do Power Year number one's June monthly reading. Now, ones, if you have followed the calculations in the information box below or on my website, gemmaswindow@gmail.com, then and you calculated that you are a Power Year number one, you are at the right place. Ones, you only have to calculate your Power Year number one time for the year of 2020. Your monthly numbers change. You're in the month of 7, and it's me who will give you that information. So let's review what those numbers mean, and then onward and upward to talk about business, to talk about love, and then to answer any question that's on your mind. So, ones, you're at the beginning of your entire cycle of 1 through 10. And you could be in the actual physical beginnings of a new job, a new romance, or you could be just planting the seeds to begin a new endeavor, or you might just be getting the ideas for a new endeavor. Everything about one, it's kind of similar to the sign of Aries. It's someone who's very original, or it's a very original time. It's a time of leadership. It's a time for standing apart from others and maybe having an unpopular type of opinion. Now, the month of 7 is kind of about taking a deep breath and inhaling and listening, doing a lot of listening and a lot of soul searching rather than a lot of doing. So they're kind of countering each other, the numbers and meaning. So it might just be in a very active year, you're meant to have a quieter month. So if we take our first deck, and we have 3 different decks of cards, and we're going to use numerology, my clairvoyance, and the tarot meanings to get conclusions and answers for you. I'm shuffling, and we're going to take a look at business first. Let's take a look at our ones who are looking. No. Actually, we usually start with those of you who have a job. Let's take a look at how that job is going, perhaps how you're being perceived at that job, perhaps any advice that we get. Okay, so ones who are working in the month of June 2020, what's the advice for our ones during this month of 7? Wow. Ones, the advice seems to be you might have to put others ahead of you at the workplace, or you might have to take others under your wing or stand up for them and step up to the plate and either maybe cover for someone if there was an innocent situation, or step up and actually help someone who needs your help. And I don't think this is an easy decision for you for some reason. I feel like you're coming from a place of, oh my God, I don't want to stick my neck out again. This happened at another job that I had where I tried to be nice and it backfired. And it is true, ones, no good deed goes unpunished. But it does seem that, perhaps behind the scenes in this month of 7, you can try to help someone else at the workplace, or someone who's looking for a job at this workplace, in a quieter backstage kind of way. And so I don't really feel like, in a way, the month is about you as much as it's about how you kind of stick your neck out and help somebody else. That's pretty precise, ones. I'm going to leave it just at that. And I feel like that situation, though, will be wrapping up in this month of June for you. I don't think it's going to be going on and on. I don't, if that happens to be a detail that you're considering that, geez, if I say yes to something, is it going to go on and on? I don't feel like that's the case. Let's take a look for ones who are looking for work. Looking for work in this month of June. Or maybe even looking for a job change. Ones, I don't know why you're holding back. You've got a good resume, you've got good experience, you've got good ideas, and it looks like here you've got a good connection, whether that connection's with the new place or job, or whether it's I said that, I think, a good reference. You have a good relationship or connection with moving forward. And what's holding up the works is that it's just not time yet. So in this month of June, when maybe you're waiting for responses or waiting for contacts, it might just be this, the environment of having the virus out there where everything's at a standstill or on hold in some way. And you are still being considered, or you will be considered for things, and you just don't want to pester. I have a card here that's like, you just don't want to keep calling, and you don't want to pester. And it's okay that you don't reach out again. And it's okay that you wait until the end of June or July, because you are going into a financially very good month, the best month in the month of July. And if things may fall right into your lap, or it may be the more opportune month for you to reach out. I think things are going back on track in a lot of places for the month of June. So you may indeed receive the phone call or contact that you've been waiting for, or you may feel it's appropriate towards the mid to end of month to go ahead and reach out again. Looks good for you, though, job-wise ones. Let's take a look at relationships. Now, let's get our relationship deck out and let's shuffle these cards. And let's take a look at ones who are in a relationship. Now, you may be starting a new relationship in 2020, or you may have changed status. You may have become more committed. You may be newly single. Let's take a look at ones who are in this month of 7 and see what's going on if you are in a relationship and you're a power year number 1. Oh, look, it looks like you're taking a new... All right, it looks like this is interesting now. Let's take a look. Now, you are in this month of 7, and that's about kind of withholding information, kind of holding back, not putting it all out there, and it's about listening. And it is true, because your card here in the action mode is about withholding information or holding back. So you're kind of trying to create a new you, or you're trying to create a new idea in the relationship, but as you're watching time go on or things are moving forward, you're like, I'm not sure how this is going, but I think that I want to see someone do something on their own or come to a conclusion on their own. Now, here's the switcheroo. We have the rumors card coming into place, and what that means is that if you're not making it clear what you want, some of you ones, or you're saying, I'm not going to help them with this, you may get information back or an impression back that doesn't please you, but it's not the right information. So as much as it's good advice for some of you to hold back and let people kind of, if you've made it clear what your desires are, it is the right information for some of you to let someone come to their own conclusion, or give them time to come around to you. but it isn't the right advice for some of you to have someone else give their impression. Oh, well, I saw them at the store and they seemed really happy. You know, you gave them this ultimatum of some kind, and you're expecting them to be sad, but I saw them and they were smiling. Don't take that. Don't listen to that. Don't listen to anything that you didn't get out of the cat's mouth, that someone did not proclaim to you, this is what I mean, this is what I want. If you didn't get it firsthand, then do not pay attention to that information that you are getting. Now you're in the month of 7, so you're going into that month of 8 and July, and yes, July, and that's meant to be a no victim zone. So in July, we're not going to be a victim, are we, ones? We're going to look at that situation and we're going to say, no, I'm not going to, something didn't happen to me. What was my part in it, and can I fix it or can I change it? So there might be some misunderstandings happening, but the one thing you don't want to be, ones, is stubborn, being stubborn and not opening your mouth and letting someone know what you want or what you think, and then having it all backfire at you. That's the slippery slope you're kind of facing, those of you in a relationship. Let's take a look at ones who are looking for love in this month of June. Okay, so you're in this month of 7. And you're looking. You know, again, it is a similar message, which goes to show you when the cards and the numbers are aligned. I feel like there's just miscommunication and impressions gone wrong all around. And yes, leave it alone, or don't re-pursue a certain site or a certain person if you're very clear that that's what they intended. But what I'm feeling is that you're not clear. You're not clear across the board when it comes to looking for love, when it comes to, well, I flirted with this person and they seemed to like me and now they don't. It's just all unclear. Perhaps you're judging by your own impressions, or you're judging by somebody else's impression of a situation, but you need to come right out and ask, and when it comes to the month of July, what is going on and what is your intention? Now, maybe for some of you, because we are talking about the month of June, all of this isn't quite making sense to you yet, and it will. When something hasn't happened yet and we're doing a reading and we're getting a future take on something, well, yeah, we don't quite understand perhaps, what it means. Okay, ones, we're going to move on to the last segment, and that is any question that you have. Go ahead and ask any question that you have. And you can ask again about romance or love. That's fine. And let's take a shuffle, and I'm going to ask, what's the best we can expect from your situation in the month of June? Any situation at all that you have? What is the best outcome that we can expect? Okay, ones, here we go. La 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 la. Okay. You're ready to go. You're ready to go with whatever the idea or the concept is that you have. There's part of you that's so ready. It's like you're on the edge of the diving board waiting to dive in, and then it's like stop. And the cards are saying that there suddenly are so many dimensions to the situation, and you can't make a decision which way to go. And then it goes on to say that you've got a lot of people who are willing to give you a hand or advice, and they really are on your side, whether you know that or not. You really do have well-intentioned people around you in this situation, and yet there are so many options that you're not sure. And it's like you were just about to take a dive or thought you knew, and now things are going every which way. Now, I feel like by the end of the month, you're going to have a much clearer picture of what you want or what's going to happen or what the outcome is going to be. And people are on your side, and they do want what's best for you and will do their best for you, if that applies to your question. But you're going to land on your feet more in the month of July. That's going to be more the decision-making time of, well, okay, they want me back at work, but they're only willing to give me such and such amount of hours. Or they want me back at work and they're willing to give me even more than I had before, and that's great. But it's more of a determining month. Now, your month, July, August, is the month of endings. So you're going to be finding out in the next couple months which direction you're going to go in this question that you have in your mind, where you find yourself at September back at new beginnings. And so you may be deciding that something isn't going to work for you over the summer, and that you indeed have to branch out in a new direction by September. So it doesn't seem to be an overnighter for some of you, and it may be taking longer than you thought to get an answer or get information so that you can make that decision. But we're going to see it blossom over the summer more for you. So I feel like you have a sense of this is, I feel rushed, or I want to rush, but I don't think the universe is going to allow it to be a rushed process. Thank you once. Thank you for joining Gemma's Window. Hop onto my website, gemmaswindow@gmail.com, to reach me or find out more about me. And and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next month for July and your month of 8. Thanks once.